What's going on, vintage gamers? Didn't have enough time today to get a full stream in, but I wanted to make sure you got some content. There's a vintage showcase coming up this weekend, the very last one of the season. So I'm going to give you a quick metagame breakdown. What do you expect to play against in this showcase and what is doing well to help you choose your deck for this weekend? In the last 60 days of vintage on Magic the Gathering Online, you're going to see that the most played deck is by far other blue Tinker. So this is going to incorporate blue-black, Esper, and Grixis Tinker builds. Sometimes they play Hull Breacher, sometimes they play just Volkey, but these are all what I consider to be Saga piles, Tinker Saga piles. That is by far the most played deck, more than double any other deck in the last 60 days. And when you incorporate it all into a category, these blue Tinker decks are representing something like 25% of the field. You're still seeing a large number of combo Deathrite Shaman, Shops, and Bazaar, each representing another 10 to 16% of the field. And the decks that you're seeing the most outside of Tinker are Aggro Shops, Hogak, Bug, Doomsday, PO, Dredge, 4-color Walkers, and Blue Tempo. There are definitely more decks being played, but those are the big decks in order of how much you're seeing them. In terms of which decks are doing well, that's a little bit more narrow. There's only a few decks right now that are putting up numbers above 50%, or at least way above 50%. The deck with the highest win rate is Doomsday, 56%, followed by PO, 55%, Hogak, 54%, and then those Tinker piles that I was talking about at 53%. Some of the other decks that are around there, you can see Breach, Blue Tempo, Dredge, all of slightly above 50%, but lower numbers there means it could be a little bit higher, a little bit lower than 50% given on a weekend. Decks that are struggling right now: Aggro Shops, Bug, and 4-color Walkers, Hollowvine, 8-cast, Golos definitely, Jeskai, Mono White, and Oath decks all having not the best time in the current metagame. So, going forward, looking at this weekend, you know that you're going to play against Tinker. You know that you're going to play against Shops and Hogak and Dredge and probably Bug, Doomsday, and PO. Those are the things you're going to see most likely. And as long as you're choosing a deck you're comfortable with, you're going to be fine. But you need to make sure that you have those decks in mind when you're starting to build your sideboards, starting to pick up your main deck. How am I going to beat the blue sinker pile is probably the most important question. What is going to give me the edge against these Vault Key Saga Tinker decks? How am I going to beat Saga? How am I going to stop them from doing what they're trying to do? Or maybe how are you going to combo off before them? That kind of thing. Personally, I'm looking at deck like PO. I find that PO is an incredibly customizable deck. I do agree that Blue Saga also has some of the same customization levels as PO, but I like what PO provides in terms of flexibility. I don't think it's impossible for me to build a PO deck that beats Tinker while still having game against Bazaar and Doomsday. Obviously, Doomsday presents a bit of an issue because while you do want 4 Flusterstorms versus Doomsday and maybe even 4 Flusterstorms versus PO, you don't really want 4 Flusterstorms versus Tinker, in my opinion. So it gets, there's a little bit strain here and there. But overall, I think that PO is a little bit more flexible than a deck like Hogak or Doomsday. So that's what I would be looking at. My next stream will be the Vintage Showcase this Saturday. I'm already qualified from the PO deck that we played in our last showcase video, but I'm still going to be there. I'm still going to be live, and I'm still going to be making content for everyone on Twitch and on YouTube. I hope to see you there.